Hello everyone, this is your RJ Anjali once again on DIA fundraising event. So now our next guest for tonight. It's a fan moment for me to introduce her. She is internationally reputed dancer who is choreographed and the chief inspiration of the troupe bringing her name. She is trained for 7 years under Amla Shankarji and has developed a kind of choreography which reach out to audience worldwide. Her choreography is not a combination of classical dances but is outstanding and original, giving concrete shape to the music that inspired it and is based on Uday Shankarji's style of dance and following the path shown by Uday Shankarji. She also designed the costume for the shows in the past. She has acted in several films and TV serials, included Satyajit Ray present in 2000 film, which has received National Filmfare Award for the Best Regional Film. She has also acted in Meera Nair, the film The Namesake, and the several more. And she's none other than our own Mrs. Tanusree Shankar. Hello, Tanusree ji. This is your anchor Anjali.
Namaskar to
Namaskar.
everyone. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you very much. And as I did mention, it is a fan moment for me. I'm so happy to see you and talking to you. Thanks to DIA and Sarvanidhi who had given me this opportunity. And welcome on this wonderful event which we are doing. As I did
Yeah.
mention, Dhanushji, you are internationally acclaimed dancer and a choreographer. How would you describe the music which you typically create for all your audience?
I talk mainly about the piece that's going to be presented today. So,
Yes.
this piece is actually based on some English poems taken from Gitanjali of
Oh,
Rabindranath Tagore.
yeah.
So I wanted to bring Tagore into a world platform.
Right.
So I chose some of his English poems. I had a concept, so we put it on that. And the music of this piece, Chirantan, has been composed by Mr. Debojyoti Mishra. And
Mhm.
the poems have been recited by Mr. Bachchan, none other than Mr.
Wow.
Amitabh Bachchan. So I was very, very fortunate to get his collaboration. He has been a very good dear friend of my late husband, Ananda Shankar. Previously, when Ananda was around, I used to only work with his music. But ever since he left us physically, I have been working with Debojyoti Mishra and other music composers as well. So this
Wow.
particular piece, uh, we have music composed by Debojyoti Mishra, but the songs are in Bengali, in Ramdu Shangit, but it's presented in a very different way.
Okay, that's amazing. Can't wait to see the final version of this for sure. And as I have said, I've read about you and listened a lot about your performing in international music festival, especially the Festival of India USSR and the Asian Games. So, would you like to share some your experience to our audience, please?
Yes, of course. Asian Games was a fabulous experience where I was choreographing about two and a half thousand artists. We
Wow.
were doing the piece was called "Welcome to Apu," and the music was composed by none other than Ravi Shankar ji. So it was a real wonderful moment for me to
Mhm.
create and choreograph not only on this particular music but with so many artists.
Artist.
So that is a fabulous experience. And the USSR, the Festival of India in USSR, was another extremely overwhelming experience for me because we were working with the Berioska group, is one of the
Oh,
very famous dance
yes.
companies in Russia, and we were collaborating with them,
Wow.
and it was and we were four separate groups, like it was Narendra Sharmaji's group, our group. Then there was Sachin Shankar and his group. So there were 3 or 4 groups put together to create that whole piece of the closing ceremony of the India Festival in Moscow. So
Wow.
again, it was not only working and collaborating with my colleagues and my senior choreographers, but
Mhm.
also with the international dancers and choreographers.
Wow. Teamwork has happened in this project. Wow. Well, this is one of your thing, but Indo-French ballet called Padmavati in 2002. Sorry, 2008. You have worked with
Yeah,
none other
eight.
than Sanjay Leela Bansali ji. So he's a
Yes.
name. You are a name. Two big celebrity who has the same passion for dance. I can say that. So how was your experience with him?
Well, Padmavati was an very unique experience because it was not a ballet. It is actually an opera.
Oh,
It's a French
oh, okay. Sorry.
opera in the name of Padmavati, and it was a long time ago. It was created with ballet dancers, but didn't have that Indian
That,
ethos and the spirit. Yes, so. Um, what they did in 2008, the main director of Theatre du Châtelet, uh, Jean, I'm forgetting his name. Anyway, so he was trying to look for a director who could
Mhm.
bring in that pomp and glamour and the Indian sensibility. So he, of course, invited Sanjay to do the direct the whole opera. And yes, I was very fortunate that Sanjay just picked up the phone and said, Tanusree, are you very adventurous? I said, yes, I am. So he said, okay, will you like to choreograph for a French opera? Without even thinking twice, I said, yeah, of course, why not? Yes. But I didn't know what I was getting into because
Oh,
to create Indian dance with that kind of emotion and feeling on opera, singing opera music was
wow.
tough. Tough is an understatement. But great, yes, but great experience, fabulous experience. All of us together put Padmavati, we brought and Padmavati was such a hit.
Hit.
For 15 days, we were, every show was packed. We
Right.
had standing ovation for about 5 minutes every day. And after that, we took Padmavati to Italy for
Okay.
this festival of Spoleto festival. And so that was the time when Sanjay used to always say, "Isko film bhi banana chahiye." It's such a grand thing. "Isko film bhi banana chahiye." So
Oh,
I knew that probably it was like a
idea.
bee in his bonnet. Yes, that he was
Yeah.
getting wanting to do Padmavati as a film as well. And with his kind of vision and the kind of way he visualizes the whole thing is amazing because we had live elephants, live horses, live
Wow.
tigers on stage for the show, and it was something out of this world. It's
That's
a great
amazing.
experience.
Yeah, I can see that when you're explaining also, you have that kind of
Yeah,
happiness in your face where you have experienced such
yeah.
a beautiful project with none other than Sanjay ji, and he made another film, Padmavat, and then it was big hit.
Yeah. No,
That's
and
amazing.
the more the reason for being excited was it was a completely new area we were treading in.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
opera, and they had all the top opera artists who were
Artists were
performing
there.
for Padmavati, all.
Wow.
So it was full French, I mean,
Language and
cast,
everything. Yeah,
except for
okay.
my dancers. We had
Uh-huh.
26 of my dancers who were the only Indians. And of course, the costume was by Rajesh Pratap Singh.
Okay.
And then the sets were done by I'm forgetting, he's a very famous director from
In
Bombay who did this Mary Comb and all those films he directed. He was basically an art director. He did all the sets. He
oh,
usually does for Sanjay. And of
Sanjay.
course, Sanjay was. So we were the only few Indians who were involved, and the rest, everything was from there, from theatre, the
I
Châtelet
can
and
say
the
that
French.
yeah, I can say that it was a proud moment for Indians also to be a part of such a big event where internationally you are working together with French audience and everyone. That's amazing. Sounds like we need to
Correct.
watch this if there is any video available. Definitely. Thank you very much for this. And as I did mention in your introduction, you love to design, clothes for your shows. So it is something which comes as a hobby, or you consider as your profession also designing for your dance, or it is like fashion designing is also in your feather, like you wanted to have this as a career.
No, I am a dancer and a choreographer, but when I say I designed the costume, because I prefer very simplistic
Mm-hmm.
presentation. So
Right.
the way you, even if in Chirantan you'll see the costumes, the color, the palette is very different. It's very earthy palette, and also it has to have that in touch of Indianness, and yet you should be comfortable to dance in it.
Yes.
So this has always been there. So I try to, uh, you know, you know, hell, you know, design means it's more of experimenting with saris and experimenting with um, uh, uh, dhotis, which look beautiful, which will look very aesthetic, and yet it should be very comfortable to perform.
Comfortable.
So,
Yes.
and simple.
Yeah. Well, I can say that when you're working as a you're a choreographer, when you have a picture, all picture in your mind. So that's why
Yes.
when you're designing the clothes,
Yeah.
that element comes. So you know that this will be good with my this piece of dance. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that's a good. And so any
Yeah.
special message for our audience or for DIA team as they are doing such amazing fundraising event for special needs? So you would like to say something to them?
Yes, I would definitely like to congratulate DIA for taking this, very important initiative
Yeah.
of not only supporting children in need, but what I've read that they've been doing this kind of work over some few years. So I think it's in today's time and age and what we are going through, this is very, very, very important and very necessary. In fact, Chirantan, I would just like to give a little gist of what Chirantan. People who will watch it will also relate to the situation that we are in at this moment since
Yeah.
last year,
Yeah.
because it talks about a world which is in turmoil,
Okay.
totally in turmoil. And from that turmoil comes, it's in sections. From the turmoil that it comes to, completely helplessness.
Okay.
You're helpless.
Yes.
And
Yes.
from that helplessness, you get a little spark of hope. That hope really pulls you out of that helplessness,
Yes.
and it takes you towards a new dawn.
Okay.
And from the new dawn you look forward to love, and love. And in Tagore, he has an ocean of
Yes.
poems, so we had to
Absolutely.
really pick and choose. So there is this beautiful segment of love where, just after hope, where he talks about that the sky is giving away love,
Yes.
so just grab it.
Love it. Yeah.
So yeah, so like the birds are taking it on their wings, and the trees are taking it in their branches and leaves.
Wow.
The Mother Earth is taking it on her head, and the mother is taking the love from the child's face. So it's a beautiful segment of, the section of love. And from love we come to peace.
Yes.
Unless you have happiness and love in your heart, you cannot experience peace, because peace is something that you have to experience. So
Absolutely.
this is basically on the quest for peace.
Right.
So, it goes into sections, and I hope the audience will be able to understand. It's little abstract, but I've
No.
always tried to do things little out of the box, but
No, that's
nevertheless.
what we needed because nowadays everything is available so easily, and you might have seen so many dancing competition going on. The piece which you have explained just now, it's looked like a poetry come to, as a as a dance performance. So I personally can't wait, and definitely all the audience. This is our really a big pleasure to have this dance piece on DIA event. Thank you very much.